welcome to volume 3 of the diaries. I currently have a cold, so if I sound kind of funny, that's why. Today is a very gloomy day outside. It's a proper autumnal day. It's still pretty hot outside, not gonna lie. In a few days we're going to have daylight savings, and honestly I'm not prepared for the change of time. I know a lot of people are affected by shorter days. I live in Spain, so I can already complain about daylight savings. I'm currently reading Babel by Kuang. I'm only like 20 pages in, but so far what I've read, I'm really enjoying it. I don't really see the fantasy in the book yet. Like, I know the silver working is fantasy. So far what I've read is more of like a magical realism, like a historical fiction magical realism. But I'm only 20 pages in, so I'm pretty sure the fantasy element is going to come very soon. So far I've annotated so many things because there's just so much information to consume and absorb. Erik is an amazing writer. Like, I'm so thankful that she wrote this book. I'm also reading the second book in the All Souls trilogy. Is The Shadow of Life. Wait, I forgot. It's the second book in the Discovery of Witches trilogy. The second book is set in the Elizabethan era, so there's a lot of misogynistic comments and just men being men, and that is kind of throwing me off the story. And also the second book is very much focused on the relationship between Matthew and Diana. The first book as well, but in the first book we also got a lot of the dark academia Oxford setting with a pretty, oh my god, okay, with a pretty unique magic system. In the second book we don't really see a lot of that. I'm not hating the book whatsoever, it's just that I'm not having as much fun as I was with the first book, but I'm still going to read it because I still think that I'm going to have a fun time reading this book. So those are the two books I'm currently reading. Also, in a few days Taylor Swift is going to drop her new album Midnight. I'm not physically, mentally, emotionally ready for that album. I'm going to listen to that album at midnight when it comes out, and I'm probably going to cry a lot while listening to the album. I already made my list of this scary movie that I want to watch in Halloween, and it's The Haunting of Bly Manor, the second series in the Haunting series. I saw The Haunting of Hill House. It was spooky, like it scared me. I do get scared pretty easily, so it's not that difficult. But a lot of people say that The Haunting of Bly Manor is also amazing, and it's loosely based on the Turn of the Screw, which is a Victorian novel that actually spooked me. So I hope your October has been good and nice so far. I know mine has been challenging, but still I'm very grateful for all the things that I'm currently learning through it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
His fortune does exceed 300,000 pounds in gold, and he frowns upon his daughter, 'cause she loves a sailor boy. Come all you pretty fair maids, whoever you may be, who love a jolly sailor boy that plows the raging sea, while up aloft in storm or gale, from me his absence mourn, and firmly pray.
Hi.
He home will safe return. My name it is Maria, the merchant's daughter fair, and I have left my parents and 3,000 pounds a year. My heart is pierced by Cupid, I disdain all glittering gold. There is nothing can console me but my jolly sailor boy. There is nothing can console me but my jolly sailor boy.
So it's past midnight and I just finished watching the season finale of The Rings of Power, season 1 finale, and I don't know where to even begin talking about this series. I've been loving the series since episode 1. I kind of guessed where the story was going to go, But the last 3 episodes were just amazing. Since episode 6, I was very intrigued where the story was going to go because everything was changing and that all the different storylines were combining and like the 4 different storylines were becoming one. And then episode 8, I know we're going to have to wait for like 2 years until season 2, but I'm good with it because I want to read the entire Middle Earth series. My brother actually has an amazing collection of those and he has the illustrated books as well. I'm going to slowly make my way through those books and just become immersed into this story. I'm going to sit down and read Babel for the entire evening. Just got back from the movies. I saw such an amazing movie. I actually don't know the exact translation to English of this movie, but in Spanish is Los Renglones Torcidos de Dios, I think. The movie was directed by one of my all-time favorite movie directors. His name is Oriol Paulo. I haven't mentioned this. This movie was a horror, psychological suspense thriller. The movie is based off a book, but it's true that the movie doesn't really have that, like, it does resemble the book, but the plot is quite different. And it's one of those cases, one of those rare cases where the movie is better than the book. But honestly, I just trust everything that Oriol Paulo will ever direct. There were a lot of parts in the movie where I just felt so anxious because just the horror element of it, it was very nerve-wracking. So I finished reading The Shadow of Night some days ago and it was a journey. It was interesting. Well, no, it wasn't that interesting, honestly. I'm currently reading the Book of Life because I do want to know what the ending of this trilogy is, because honestly I just feel like we're going to have the most expected ending. I will give my full opinions on my autumn reading wrap up, but honestly, I'm not having the time of my life reading these books. I'm not hating them because if I hated them, I wouldn't be reading them. But I was expecting much more. So I guess I'm just disappointed, which is a feeling that I do not like. With Babel, I am not disappointed. This book is giving me exactly what I thought it was going to give me. That sentence doesn't make a lot of sense, but I just was expecting this type of book. I'm currently on chapter 13, which is book 3. I went to this book not knowing what the plot was about. I know this book is fantasy, but for me it's more of a historical fiction, magical realism with just fantasy elements. Obviously I'm not even halfway through the book, so maybe it will change. I'm having some parts that remind me of the dark academia essence of books I love so much. Lately a lot of booktubers have been posting videos of dark academia book recommendations, and I feel like every single one of those videos recommend the same books because dark academia is not a genre that has been explored. Well, it's a sub-genre that hasn't really been explored that much. Just my take on those recommendations. The books that I would truly recommend because I just love them so much would be If We're Villains and Dead Poet Society. I loved those two books so much. I know Dead Poet Society is an adaptation of the movie. The movie is also amazing, and also If We're Villains is going to be adapted into either a TV series or a movie, one of those. And then The Secret History is the blueprint of Dark Academia. I did like it, but I just prefer the other two books. But those three books just perfectly summarize and describe the Dark Academia essence, what it truly is about. If you want to get into Dark Academia and you don't know where to start, either one of those three books. And then also this book, I haven't finished it yet, but I also think that it's a good recommendation. And also I just want to say that I know that a lot of people say that Dark Academia is just for white privileged people, but it can be whatever you want it to be. Like, it doesn't have to be that. You can just adapt it to yourself. I'm currently planning a Dark Academia challenge for 2023. I have some reading and lifestyle prompts that I'm just really eager and looking forward to start doing. I will share my Dark Academia challenge at the beginning of 2023. So maybe if you want to join me as well, you can, do it and we can do it together. Also, I want to quickly talk about Midnights by Taylor Swift. First of all, I was a little bit disappointed with Snow on the Beach because I really like Lana Del Rey and she wasn't in the song. Like, if you told me the song was just Taylor, I would believe you because Lana is just a backup singer. But I really enjoyed Question, Labyrinth, and Mastermind. And then from the Midnight's 3 AM edition, I still haven't properly listened to them, but I do like the album. Okay, so now I am indeed going to bed.